What's going on, YouTube? So back in the shop here, and I got a few projects. We're getting ready to take this Odyssey and this one over here over to Pismo in a couple weeks. So I've been working on those. And one of the things is about my reality in life is that I don't have a big shop to work in, which I have dreams, but right now I'm just working in my garage. And I have a pretty full garage here. So we got an Odyssey here. I got a lathe over there, and I got a kind of a mini mill over here. Then I got a bunch of parts and tools and camping gear and the table saw over there. Here's kind of like my workbench area, which has been a mess for a long time. Well, kind of the workbench, a shame. And then over here I got some woodworking tools that honestly I haven't used in a while, but they're all really nice tools, and I'm hesitant to eliminate them. So been doing this for a long time. I got a pretty decent assortment of tools and everything, which is great. But one of the complications have is my tool storage. So this has been my tool storage of choice. I got a Cobalt container on the top and a Waterloo, which is, I don't know how old, on the bottom. I actually got that in Las Vegas, as I recall, many years ago. And I also have over here, this is actually my welding station, and on top of it I have kind of a workbench that I can kind of move around. And when I'm not using this, it technically is supposed to store underneath of there, but that area has been getting filled up. So anyways, one of the things, in some of you guys might relate to this, is that a lot of times I'll be over here wrenching on the Odyssey, you know, wrench or whatever, like, oh well, I don't have the right socket. Okay, well, I'm gonna come over here and grab my socket, whatever, come back over. Okay, I think it's a 12 millimeter. Come back over here, try it. No, not a 12 millimeter. Okay, so I'm coming back over here and swap it out. All right, so I've been doing that for years, and let me tell you, it's annoying. Now, granted, you know, I could take my toolbox, I could set it closer, which I do sometimes, but then it's like it's on the ground, and I kind of spread tools out and everything like that. And so I try to, if I keep it up there, at least I kind of know where the tools are supposed to go back to. But anyways, it's been a mess. So all that for what I have actually purchased. My latest upgrade is a tech cart. Now this is a Harbor Freight tech cart. It is made in China, sadly. I wish I could get something equivalent made in the USA. I did go look at, see what Lowe's had. Lowe's has a lot of nice Craftsman stuff that is made in the USA. I did not see anything like this there. Not saying they don't have it. I think they have like a Cobalt version, but I didn't see it at the store that I was at. So anyways, Harbor Freight had this, and they had a deal, like a members deal. If you're a member of Harbor Freight, I think it's $30 a year. They were blowing this out for like $160 or $169. Normally like I think it was $60 off total. So it was like normally like $230 or something. I'll try and post the numbers up in post. Anyways, this is a 4-drawer tech cart. I almost went with the one drawer initially. It was like $130 for that one, which is kind of more what I wanted to spend just for what I needed, which is just a simple cart to be able to have my tools on. This is like 30 bucks more plus the membership. I was like, oh, the heck with it. We'll go ahead and just do this. So I'm not expecting, you know, super great things. It being just a standard Harbor Freight product made in China. It's not going to be super high quality compared to others, but it'll probably get the job done. So I'm going to go ahead and get this thing unwrapped. I will say one thing. So I actually had this delivered because they did not have red at the store that I was at, and I didn't feel like kind of going back multiple times. So this was delivered by FedEx, and you can see their handiwork in this. Obviously quite destroyed. There's foam there. I don't necessarily blame FedEx. The thing weighs a lot. It's like they even tried to tape it back up after it tore open. So, you know, it's surprising that it survived. We'll see if there's any damage when I open it up. Hopefully there's not, because I don't feel like boxing it back up and taking it back and getting another one. But Anyways, I'm gonna get this thing open. Let's get it set up, and let's start setting some tools into this box. All right, so there is a little bit of damage. We'll have to see. So it is scratched a little bit here. And then this is actually bent, just like that. So I can probably straighten this out, which I probably will. Yeah, it should come without any damage at all. I don't blame you. I don't feel like hauling it anywhere just for that, so I'll probably bend it out. But Harbor Freight, if you're watching this, you need to package your stuff better or figure out how to get it delivered better, because product should not come damaged like that. So anyways, let's get this thing set up, fix what I can, and we'll go from there. Alright, so I did find a little bit more damage. This tab is bent. Again, I'm probably just going to straighten it. It's not worth the hassle. A little disappointing, but you know, you get what you pay for. So anyways, let's fix that and then get the other wheels installed. All right, folks, so finally finished putting this thing together. Not anything necessarily difficult, like it's not a complex thing, but there are some like difficult things to get to. So let me take you through a couple of things that I wish I'd known before I started putting this thing together. And maybe I would have caught it if I spent some more time on the instruction manual, but whatever. So the first thing that really I kind of screwed up on is, if you look at these here, when I was looking at the package, it didn't look like washers to me. It looked like some sort of like standoff things, because it's kind of thick there. I'm not sure if it can make sense, but if I actually read this a little bit closer, paid attention, see it says washer for caster, and then flat washers. All right, so I just looked at the instructions and I saw that it required a washer. So when I put the casters on, I ended up using the flat washers instead of the washers for the casters. Now, the problem is, once I figured it out, I'm like, oh, okay, I'll just swap them. Kind of a pain, but I'll swap it. Well, can't really do that because, let's see if I can find one here. I'm not sure what's up, but anyways, it ended up, oh, here it is. They're stripped out when I backed it out. Now, I did use the impact wrench. If I hadn't used the impact wrench, maybe this wouldn't have happened. Maybe they're just kind of cheap quality. bolts. I'm not really sure. But the end result is I could not get the washers that are used for the casters, which are slightly smaller, off to put the actual washers. So I ended up having to use some of my own washers. I had some of these lock washers here, really hard to see. There we go. And I ended up using them in a few of the places. Okay, so that's number one. I guess point being, make sure you're reading what these actually say: flat washers, washer for caster, so that you're using the right thing for the right bit. Okay. Now the next thing is, there's probably a couple different ways you could do this. As you saw me, I actually laid everything down, and I kept everything loose, by the way. I didn't tighten anything down because I think if I did, I would have regretted it. So I slid everything on its back, and then I slid it together, the top part with the bottom carriage, and that worked okay. One of the things I wish I'd done is I'd actually put these side pieces in before I did that. I think the instructions are very clear to do that. I just kind of ignored it, thought it's not going to be that big of a deal. The problem is getting into these bolts in here to try and put them in, pretty difficult. So, and that could be easily avoided if you do it before you actually put the box on top of the cart. So that wasn't the worst though. The worst is these bolts all the way down in there are really hard to get to. I mean, really hard to get to. And I struggled. The problem is you can't get your fingers because there's this plate right here. And I'm not sure if there's any like easy solution. I ended up using some pliers to kind of hold the nut. And then I twisted the bolt from the outside a little bit just to get it started. And that seemed to work okay, but it was pretty frustrating to try and do that. Let's see here, what else? I think, oh, that's it. For these bolts here, there's some bigger carriage bolts here that they supply, which come in this section here. So I had to take these out. Thankfully, I hadn't tightened anything real tight anyways. And then I was able to attach the handle. So that's fine. Overall, fit and finish and the quality, you know, I think it's fairly good. It is, again, it's US General. It's not the Icon line, which is kind of even a little higher end than US General. I could not find an Icon version of this. Maybe they have one, but for what I was willing to spend at the moment and what I'm going to use this box for, it'll be good enough. I'm going to have to fix this. Again, that's all kind of bent up, so this won't sit closed yet. We'll fix that. I think it'll be okay for the most part. It's got, you know, you can put your screwdrivers and stuff here. It also has an option to put screwdrivers here as well on all sides of it. So that'll be pretty nice to have that. Magnetic trays and stuff can go up here. I guess this is this controls whether the rest of the unit is locked. So that'll be pretty nice. I think the drawer should be more than sufficient for what I need. Yeah. All right, so that's my notes on putting it together. Hope you guys catch that. If you're buying this thing, putting it together, save you guys some time. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start loading the sucker up and trying to get it situated so that when I'm working on stuff, I'm ready to rock and roll. All right, so pretty much got it loaded up. I think I got it about where I want it. So I'm trying to leave the top open area, or the top area open, just so that I can, when I'm working on stuff, put stuff in here, keep it organized so I can roll it over to what I'm working on, put extra bolts and stuff. So I'll get some like pans and stuff to do that. Over here, I got my screwdrivers, Allen bolts, my mini screwdrivers, and one razor utility knife. Over here, got my assorted pliers and stuff like that, channel locks, all that sort of fun stuff. Over here, I got my my socket set. Now this is kind of taking up a lot of space, but I like having this open because I'm constantly getting into it, so might as well. This is the only area I kind of ran out of space for. If I didn't have this lid, it would fit fine. I'm not going to cut the lid because I still use it. It's hanging on by thread and pearl. I've had this set for almost 20 years now, so that's fine. And then on here, I got my wrenches. I'm only putting my my metric stuff in here. I don't use the standard stuff. I'm going to leave the standard stuff in the other toolbox for now. This is what I'm usually wrenching with. Down below, I'm not putting anything, but I'll probably be putting a few of those boxes over there, down in here, and then I think we should be good to go. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I think it'll be a fine box for what I need for a little while. At some point, I would like to upgrade this and upgrade all my toolboxes to some really bigger stuff, so I'm not cramming stuff in. But for now, it's good enough. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you guys learned something about this item. Again, I got this at Harbor Freight. I think I paid about $170. That was with the $60 off coupon for being a Harbor Freight member, which costs $30 a year. And no, I'm not sponsored by Harbor Freight. A few nicks and dings here and there on the delivery of the package. This one was delivered. If you did get this in the store, it's probably going to be in a lot better condition. When I looked at the boxes there, they looked fine, much better than what I received by FedEx. Now that being said, they did not have red, and that's why I elected to have this delivered versus just picking up what was in the store. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed that, and we'll see you guys in the next clip. Take care.